Welcome to the NSIC Spotlight, the voice of the NSIC student athletes, powered by gpac. gpac, growing people and companies. I'm your host, Nick Corner, Assistant Commissioner at the Northern Sun. Today, we are joined by the reigning NSIC Pitcher of the Week, Peter Tveite of the Winona State baseball team. Peter, thanks for joining us on the Spotlight.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
All right, as we do each week, let's start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Peter Tveite. I grew up in Lakeville, Minnesota, and then I graduated in the COVID year at Lakeville North High School 2020. And I furthered my education and athletic career here at Winona State University. My plan is to graduate this year, 2024, and I am going to have my education in accounting and finance and a little bit of stats. And after college, I would like to do something with financial analysis or just a lot with numbers.
All right, well, it may not look like it outside. It's baseball season, and you're coming
It
off
is.
a historic performance where you pitched a 7-inning perfect game to open up a 4-game series sweep over Bemidji State. You had 10 strikeouts in the game. What was working for you on that day out there on the mound?
Yeah, looking back at that day, it still doesn't seem real to me. Like perfect game, I couldn't imagine. I'd like to say all four of my pitches were excellent. I hit my spots. I got ahead early. Me and my catcher Ben Heffel, we were locked in with each other. We were in sync. The defense was amazing. They did their job. I couldn't ask for any better. And then lastly, Coach Carlson, our pitching coach, did an excellent job pitch calling, and I couldn't imagine it went more well. Every pitch was located where I wanted to. I couldn't believe it.
You mentioned your 4 pitches. What are those 4 pitches, and what's your best one?
So I got a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. I'd like to say the good 0-2 pitch is going to be the slider outside on a righty or a changeup outside on a lefty. But they were all working well, and yeah.
Well, you got that strikeout to end the game. The team storms the field. Most important question, what did you do or what do you plan to do with that baseball?
Yes, I do got that game ball on my shelf right now. I have a few of there from other games, but this game is never going to be unmatched. That ball is going to be right in the middle. I'll probably go in my room and first thing I see every day. It's a great memory for me, and I'll always have that with me.
I'm assuming you didn't have another perfect game, or was it any other no hitters, or what are the other balls for?
I got a few other no hitters, but perfect game I do not. No, yeah, or it's just some complete game shutouts or stuff like that. But nothing's going to match this perfect game ball.
Be hard to top that. Playing baseball in the North. Talk about a player's mentality to train all winter indoors, maybe get a few games on that spring break trip where it's nice out, but then you're back in there playing the elements in the upper Midwest.
Yeah, obviously, as we all know, living up here, it gets really cold. I think the game was actually around 33 to 35 degrees. It was a cold one. But training up here, there's a lot of gym time. You got practice are inside. It's pretty tough. It's not really game like. You just got to work through it and still grind indoors. And then, as you said, spring break, yes, going to Florida. Oh, I would love to play in that weather every single weekend. But it's nice to be able to go down south when we still have snow here to get our games in. But coming back from Florida to Minnesota can be tough. I actually got a little heater for my arm that I use during games outside, and obviously pack my winter gloves, my winter hat, winter jacket, and you just got to try it. You just got to try warm everything you got to do.
With the weather, lots of time with the team, either on the bus or hanging out in hotels. Talk about the bonds built being part of a baseball team.
The team chemistry we have is unbelievable in my opinion. I came in freshman year. Everybody on the team was excited to have you, excited to be with you. Everybody got along, and there's a few of us freshmen that are still actually living together for our whole 4 years here, which is unbelievable. It's nice. I don't want anything more than that. And just the team chemistry with the coaches and how Seth Wing puts us, it's just a good time.
The good times, lots of practice, a lot of time on the road. You still have your academic career to focus on. How do you handle the balance between that with such a busy schedule in the spring?
Obviously school comes first. That's why we're all here, and then we're all honored to play baseball. So if you got class, you gotta go to class, and then after you gotta go to practice, grind as much as you can. Uh, Outside of practice time, in the free time, there's a few group of us that will go lift or go do some cardio or practice a little more. We have an awesome athletic advisor, Justin, who helps us out with our schedules to make sure we can get to as many practices as we can. And that's something that has helped me throughout my 4 years.
So obviously the perfect game last week has got to be at the top of the list. But is there anything else with the travel, being with the team over the last 5 years? What will you remember most about your baseball career at Winona State?
As you said, I think the perfect game will probably be the most. But outside of that, just honestly the friendships and the team bonding that we do in hotels and bus rides. Like the 10-hour bus rides go twice as fast when you're with all the boys and playing games, just having fun with them. But I'd say the perfect game is no doubt going to be the best memory, and making all my friends and bonding with the team is as well.
All right, so going even further back in your memories, how did you actually get started playing the game of baseball when you were a youth?
Well, I'd like to thank my dad for that one and my brother. They would always play catch, and I was just a little one wanting to join. And my first memory of playing baseball was t-ball. I didn't think I was, or I didn't think it was boring like every other kid. I thought it was fun. A lot of people say is boring, but it's really not. It's really fun, and I stuck with it. And I'm here now, still playing it. It's 21 years old.
All right, final question. What advice would you give to a young pitcher to help them in their development?
I'd say believe in yourself, believe in your stuff. You're gonna make mistakes. Trust the process and just stick with it. It's gonna be tough here in Minnesota with the weather, but just stick with it.
It's a game of failure, definitely. So, except for you on the mound last week when you threw that perfect game. So, congratulations again on that. That's going to wrap up this week's show. Thanks again to our sponsor, gpac. Peter, best of luck to you and the Warriors the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.